Norway's multi-billion-dollar military and civilian support for Ukraine's fight to defeat Russia's invasion will stretch into next year, Norwegian Prime Minister Jonas Gahr said Monday during a visit to Kiev, as uncertainty surrounds US-led efforts to secure a peace settlement. According to Associated Press, whose country borders Russia, told a news conference with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy that Ukraine is defending a critical principle on the European level by refusing to accept Russia's seizure of territory. A stream of high-ranking visitors to Kiev in recent days reflects concerns around the US-led peace drive, as President Donald Trump weighs how to proceed with no sign of a breakthrough.
Перш за все, хочу подякувати за рішення виділити $700 мільйонів на закупівлю системи ППО Петріот. І вчора це було оголошено, і це відчутно посилить захист неба. Дякую, йдеться про закупівлю саме таких систем, з якими у нас, ви знаєте, дефіцит, є проблеми. Системи цього типу вже врятували тисячі життів наших людей і дуже якісно збивають російську балістику.
What kind of security guarantees could
У нас ряд відбулось зустрічей, і сьогодні буде зустріч з Келлером на продовження цієї тематики, в розвиток, підготовки щодо можливості майбутніх зустрічей з російською стороною. В кінці тижня буде зустріч української команди і американської команди, відповідно тих людей, про якого ви сказали, або частини тих людей. Буде впродовж тижня багато роботи.
Організацію якої мали би відповідати американці Рубіо, Ванс та Вітков. То чи є деталі?
There is discussions among your partners on reliable security guarantees that can enter into force after there is a fair and lasting peace, so that Ukraine can avoid having another aggression coming at its people. Norway has been part of those discussions since the beginning. We will continue to be there. And my conviction is that the biggest and most significant security guarantee we can provide is strengthening Ukraine's defense capacity in all dimensions. And Norway has, since the beginning, been guided by the following principle: responding to Ukrainian needs, delivering material that can be made operational immediately.
A cargo ship flying the Russian flag, Port Alya 4, transporting ammunition and drone equipment from Iran, partially sank after a Ukrainian drone strike on August 14, the UK Ministry of Defense reports, citing satellite imagery. Alya is a Russian seaport in Astrakhan Oblast. It has served as a link for transporting Iranian-made military goods, including Shahid series drones and ammunition, across the Caspian Sea into Russia. Russia uses its Shahids, both supplied from Iran and produced domestically, to attack Ukrainian cities every day. The targeted vessel, identified as Port Alya 4, was reportedly loaded with Shahid-type drone components and ammunition. Earlier, Euromaidan Press wrote that the operation might have been a sabotage mission, unless the SOF has begun operating long-range aerial drones like those used by the Unmanned Systems Forces, the HUR Intelligence Agency, or the SBU Security Service. Analysts note that the successful attack on a vessel located approximately 640 kilometers from Ukraine demonstrates the effectiveness of regular deep drone strikes carried out by Ukrainian forces into Russian territory. Russian air defenses face difficulties in protecting both military and industrial targets from Ukrainian drones. According to British intelligence, Iran has supplied Russia with artillery shells, ballistic missiles, and combat drones, as well as supported domestic UAV production. However, in 2025, Russia's reliance on Iranian assistance likely decreased due to the growth of its own drone production. Russia confirmed that the Port Alya 4 was sunk. However, the Russians claim that there was no military cargo on board. According to Russian data, the ship was attacked by 14 drones. The Russians claim to have shot down 10 of them, but the rest were enough to sink the ship. In the pictures, the Port Olya 4 seems to be almost entirely underwater, very clearly not easily salvageable. More than likely, it will become scrap metal in the near future. The Port Olya 4 was about 123 meters long, a general cargo ship. Definitely suitable for military cargo, even though there is no confirmed data of what was inside, if anything. The port of Olya in Russia's Astrakhan region is reachable for Ukrainian drones. The distance to territories controlled by Ukraine is around 850 kilometers, but Ukrainians have proved multiple times that they do have long-range drones that can cover that. And even if these drones were launched from somewhere closer, it was still the Ukrainians as they claimed responsibility.
A Russian woman filmed how seriously wounded Russian occupiers are sent back to the combat zone. Soldiers from the 104th Airborne Assault Regiment, many of whom cannot walk normally and are on crutches, are being forcibly returned to the front. My heart sinks. Our guys are being sent back to the Special Military Operations Zone by order of the commander of the 104th Airborne Assault Regiment, Alexei Tolmachev. Many have not yet recovered from their wounds. Some are still on crutches. Some with a bandaged arm. How painful it is to see them leaving without having time to recover, said the Russian woman who filmed the events. This video confirms that the practice known as crippled regiments is gaining momentum in the Russian armed forces. Russian command is increasingly returning soldiers with disabilities who have not completed their treatment to the front. Their chances of surviving in combat are minimal. But the Kremlin, which is experiencing an acute shortage of manpower, continues to resort to this brutal measure. The 104th Airborne Assault Regiment is part of the 76th Airborne Division of the Russian Federation, known for its crimes against Ukraine. Since 2014, the regiment has participated in aggression, in particular in the seizure of Ukrainian drilling rigs in the Black Sea and in the occupation of Donbass. In 2022, the regiment took part in the offensive on Kiev. It suffered catastrophic losses, including the loss of at least 4 battalion commanders. Earlier, media reported that a video of occupiers being sent to storm the city on crutches had appeared on the internet. A Russian man filmed how undertreated Russian soldiers on crutches under military police escort were forcibly shoved into a truck to be sent to the front. The man does not hide his indignation. This is complete. Look how the guys are leaving for war, who shouldn't be going. The VPs are just pushing them into a Kamaz. A man with crutches. They're breaking him. It's just unbearable, he says off camera. It is known that the video shows soldiers from the 503rd Motorized Rifle Regiment of the Armed Forces of the Russian Federation. This unit is stationed in Ingushetia. However, according to the Russian opposition publication Media Zona, the video was filmed at the Russian military training ground Kadamovsky in the Rostov region. It is located approximately 50 kilometers from the border with the occupied Luhansk region.